Hello, friends. It's Charles Dine, realtor with Keller Williams Realty East Valley, and I am here with a real quick market update. And this is going to be a bit different than most market updates you listen to because I have to address the elephant in the room. That is Goldman Sachs coming out and saying that the Phoenix market is doomed to have a 2008 style crash. And I just want to preface this whole conversation with I'd love to see the data they're looking at. I disagree. Anyway, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go data point by data point and have a little bit of a discussion about that because someone has to address these sensationalists on the television scaring the snot out of everybody, saying that there's going to be a crash. Now, here's the thing. When I went to economics class at ASU, my professor said, realtors and economists are really good at doing one thing, and that's telling you what just happened. But by virtue of that, we also don't have any clue what's going to happen in the future. And neither does Goldman Sachs, and neither does NAR, neither does anybody on the planet. Nobody could possibly know because there are so many externalities to the market, nobody can predict it. But what we can do is we can look at the indicators that we watch. We can look at the health of the market and say, okay, well, where are we? Generally, we are in a much better place than we were just 8 months ago. Sellers hate it, and it's become sensationalized because of the reduction in total numbers, and we'll see them here in a minute. But what we've actually done is return to a normalized market, and we're not even quite returned yet. More of that in a minute. Let me share my screen and we'll dig into this. So the greater Phoenix area market snapshot. You've got new inventory on the market compared to last year is down. This month, it is also down. Active listings are up from last year and down month over month. So you might see active listings spike and say, well, a crash is fundamentally a flooding of the market by new listings. This must be it. It's here. Not quite. The normal number of listings we like to see, and in the 5 years that I've been in the industry, I've been watching it in pre-pandemic levels. We like to see about 20, 25,000, 23,000. So that 18,000 number, we've been looking at it the last couple of months, 18, 19,000. We haven't even gone back to normal listing levels. Like, this is normal for us. So don't look at 5,000 listings available last year, jumping to 18,000 and saying, oh, this is a crisis. Quite the opposite. This is a return to health because 5,000 listings on the market is extremely unhealthy. Back then, that was an extremely frenzied market and it was scary. This is more normal. Let's look at number of closings. Closings are down year over year and up month over month. It's a good thing. We were in a frenzied market. As I said, the market was very hot. Now, when rates changed, it cooled the market significantly. In fact, we underwent the greatest deceleration in history since they've started tracking the numbers in the May-June period. And it all started in April 1st, April Fool's Day. It had to be, right? Had to be that. That was the start of the greatest deceleration in history. Now, deceleration and depreciation are two different things. Deceleration just means activity slowed down. Prices continued to appreciate clear until December. We didn't mark our first price reduction until December. And so what that means is we had 7 straight months of continued appreciation. Doesn't sound like a crash to me. Now, we had a pretty significant jump of about $24,000 in sales price in December. And that was kind of rounding the hump, kind of coming up and over. And so what this all means, and we'll continue to go through the numbers, but really all it means is we're pointing back towards trend line. And we just want to look at the next 6 months as crucial. Again, nobody can predict the future. Goldman Sachs can't, NAR can't, I can't. But I'm also very optimistic given the numbers we're looking at. We shall see. The next 6 months are going to be very important. So Median sales price down year over year, down month over month. As I said, we finally marked a decrease, and it was a pretty significant one. Sold to list price ratio is down. Last year we were in a frenzy. People were getting over list price actually. And month over month, we're down to 97% of list price attained. That's still not a bad number, guys. 97% of list is not a bad place to be. Listing success rate is at 35.5%. Last year, we were at 88%. So you can see this is where the numbers change dramatically. And what it means for sellers is we're at about 1 in 3. 1 in 3 homes on the market right now won't sell. Now, does that mean they won't sell at all because demand is horrible? Not quite. If they were willing to, well, let's put it this way. If they were in financial trouble and they wanted to protect their equity, they could price down to below market and likely sell their house tomorrow. Sellers aren't in trouble, though. And this is what I don't get about the Goldman Sachs prediction. This is what I don't get about the sensationalists and the talking heads. People are having very tough times right now. Economics of it all is horrible for people. You've seen the price of eggs, but there is not a cry from people that they're worried about losing their homes right now. Because the reality of it is, if somebody is that bad off financially, we also have the ability for them to just sell. And we'll talk about that after we're done running through the numbers. So months of supply of inventory, we're sitting at 4 months of supply. And you can see year over year that used to be 0.57 months of supply, which is crazy because even up to 6 months of supply is a pretty normal market. So 4 months of supply, we are still in a seller's market, guys. We hit balance for like 2 weeks and it bounced right off balance, right back into a seller's market. Now, something unique about Phoenix, we're a very young city. And because Phoenix has been growing for so long, Phoenix is historically a seller's market. It's normal to be in a seller's market here. So it was very interesting also to watch our extreme frenzy graph nosedive towards balance. And that was the nail biter moment. We were all sitting there going, okay, is this going to blow past balance into a buyer's market? And it didn't. It just kind of bounced off of it, stayed in a kind of a balanced pseudo buyer's market for 2 weeks and bounced right back into seller's market. Average days on market, as you can see here, 67 days on market currently, was down as far as 32 days a year ago. So what does all this mean? Let's talk about that. A crash, again, is marked by homes flooding the market. There's a lot of reasons why that happens, but there were 18,900 homes on the market in December. Now, do you know how many homes there are now? Today, there are 13,000. If this is the start of the crash, it's the strangest crash I've ever seen. Here's another anomaly that all of you will understand. Rents are currently higher in Phoenix, right? So if a person was in financial trouble, had a mortgage for $1,800 a month and could rent their home for $2,200, why would they lose their home? They could just rent it and make $400 a month. You see, there is a record high $27 trillion of home equity in the US. If people get underwater, they can just sell and not lose their equity because while demand has weakened, it's still strong. Our balanced market here in Phoenix was fleeting. It lasted about 2 weeks and we're back into a seller's market. And guess what? We didn't know if the market cyclicity would return, and it has. Thankfully, we have seen an uptick in buyer activity with rates on the mend and with sellers addressing affordability with concessions. So the truth is, those who try to predict the housing market are rarely right, and Goldman Sachs made the strangest prediction ever, that Phoenix would be one of 4 metros to experience a 2008-like crash in 2023. Well, I don't see it. And I'd love to see what data they're looking at, because not one indicator we track currently points to calamity. Externalities could certainly change that, but for now, this just looks like a mild correction, a return to trend line. I'll keep you posted. The next 6 to 7 months will be important. If you have any questions at all, feel free to call me. I do stay on top of this. I pride myself on attending our analysts report every single month. and our CEO and owners report every single month. This is the best way I can prepare and serve my clients, is to stay knowledgeable. And it really does hurt me that we have sensationalists scaring people unduly. I will be the first to raise my hand and say, hey guys, the numbers are starting to look scary. And maybe you should start thinking about making some moves if need be, based on correct data. Not some talking head on television telling you that the sky is falling. Anyway, that's it. Again, if you have any questions at all, please do let me know. My name is Charles Dine, and I'm happy to help. Have a good one.